to the Valley Old Farm, and our first job is to cut the alfalfa. I am going to attempt something, and I do not know if it's going to work with this. We are going to try baling this for silage. I'll come back to that a bit later. It is a complete experiment, and I am not going to suggest you copy this at the moment until I know how it works, and then I'll explain how I did it. So basically today's video is me finishing up the baling that we started last time. So we've got the alfalfa to cut and windrow and bale. We've got the hay and the grass that we tend to be, semi-dry to windrow, and then get all of that baled as well. And then not in this video, but then it all needs collecting and sticking in the shed. I might just do the collecting off camera because we'll probably just use auto load for that, and that's not really that interesting a job. And then I need to finish up, not in this video because I didn't feel like multitasking particularly. When I was playing this, we need to finish doing the cover crop and then just progress to October, so that hopefully the sugar beets are finally ready to get harvested. Before I do that, I will probably do a bit of work on the grass fields. We need to get them fertilized. I might just end up throwing some solid fert on them this time. Need to check to see if they need liming or anything like that. Yeah. Hopefully you can't hear. I've got a fan running in the background. It's quite warm again today. It's quite humid and muggy, so I've got the fan running just to kind of stir the air up a bit. Partly for the dogs, partly for me, but no. It's kind of warm. It's kind of raining a bit, and I just felt like being a bit more comfortable. If it's too noisy, then you won't have heard this commentary because I'll have redone it if it sounded horrendous. Yeah, so it's the last day of my mini holiday, and I'm just trying to queue up a few videos because I don't really know what I'm going back to. Obviously, after 5 days off work, there's the potential that I'm going into a few pretty busy days, and the very end of this week might suddenly be really quite busy, and therefore I'm trying to get at least the next few days pre-recorded and pre-uploaded if I can, if my internet will stand that. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. Ideally, I'm going to get through to Friday done. But that depends. And I haven't told him yet. If you're watching, Paul, don't know if you do watch these. They're Maze Plus, so you might be a bit iffy on whether there'll be a Terra Life stream tomorrow. It depends on what happens with work when I go in. Today, when you're watching this, I may end up having to be doing work things on Thursday, which means I can't stream. So we'll see. We will see. Anyway, so that's all the mowing done for probably this year, I think, because we're September now, October, November. We might get a partial cut. The grass in the sheep pen is grown now. I don't know if they'll have grazed any of it or not, but at least it's growing and it looks bare. It's not a muddy field, so that's a plus. It certainly means that they'll be able to graze off it in the future, which is good. It's a minor pet peeve that certainly this map advertises as being grazing ready, but not all of the pastures have got grass in them that can be grazed. And it'd be kind of nice. It only needs to be meadow. I could have just painted meadow in, but I didn't fancy doing that because it always looks nicer when it's grass. Not that you actually see the meadow if it's being grazed, because it's always kept grazed. So, I don't know. Anyway, windrowing next. I decided to use the case for the windrowing as well. It's a big tractor to windrow with, but hey, it'll do a job. So let's start with some of the regulars, because, you know, why not do them early? It might annoy some of you. Kind of don't care. We have to do the ads. It's the law of YouTube. So if you're thinking about picking up a copy of FS25, then don't forget when you pre-order to use My Giants partner code. Now, if you are interested in a copy of FS25, but you're not sure whether you would like to buy one and you play on PC, I am probably going to be running a giveaway in the next few weeks. You're gonna have to work for it, and by that I mean you're gonna have to watch a lot of videos, and you're gonna have to pay attention. But yeah, I'm thinking of probably giving away a couple of copies of FS25. Now that's for my benefit and yours, because I'll be using My Giants partner code, and that'll help push me more towards bronze partner. I still need about, I think it's about 4 of the full copies, or 5 of, you know, the not full copies. So I figure I can help myself along the way, and help some people out who want a copy of FS25 but either don't have the spare cash or are on the fence. So yeah, need to I was thinking about it this morning when I was out running, and need to finalize exactly how I want to do it. But yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of work for people, and by work, as I mean, you're gonna need to watch. If you're a regular viewer, it'll be fine. But it's going to be one of those things where, because when I do these things, I like them to go to people who are in the community. So it's going to be set up so if you're a regular watcher, it'll just be something that is easy. But if you're not, then yeah, you're going to have to be paying attention. Because that's what I want it to be. I don't want it to be that someone, you know, can just turn up and watch one video and get it. So, but yeah, keep your eyes peeled. I will announce it in a separate video so that people know how to do it. And that is partly because it will help drive traffic to the channel, but I think it'll get more, you know, it's aimed more at the regular viewers of the videos. Yeah. But it is partly to help get me to bronze partner, because it seems to have stalled. So, and I really want to get there. So with plenty of time, so that any processing that has to happen has happened way before FS25 releases. So, yeah. Had some really interesting responses to the classic vehicles video, based on the map preview. I've not really looked at the map preview stuff. That doesn't interest me so much. Giants maps don't interest me that much, apart from the fact that we have to play them at the start. Yeah, there were some nice suggestions. Pete with the classic JCBs, I really like that. We really do desperately need good classic JCBs in the game. I would love that. Something that's been sorely missing, in my opinion, from FS22. Obviously, in my opinion anyway, with Matt XJS not modding for FS22, that was missing a lot. There's a lot of dodgy converts of his stuff, but you know, I don't use those. So yeah. Old class tractors as well. I really like that suggestion from Smork. That opens up, you know, old class 2 tracks. How awesome would that be? I would love to see that in the game. Or the old John Deere 2 tracks. Yes, please. That would be awesome. And the other suggestion, and I know where, you know, some of the old New Holland stuff, because then people could rebadge it as Ford, kind of like that as well. I know a lot of people would like that. Yeah, so I think old class would be nice. We've had one older class tractor, and I thought that was a really nice tractor. And I'd like to see some old 2 tracks. Yeah, I have a soft spot for them, and very few of them get made into the game. Particularly, again, good versions on websites that are legitimate and not dodgy converts. Yeah, so that would be nice. So we've got pretty much everything windrowed now. This field is always a pain. Windrowing it was a pain. I did the up-down rows first in an attempt to make it neater, but it was still a pain. It meant I ended up with like 1.5 headlands, maybe 2.5 in places. You know, we got it done. It's not an issue. It'll get baled. It'll be fine. And again, with Maze Glass, I've tethered it to semi-dry because you get a bit more dry matter in the bales. That means we have less bales, which means it's easier to clear the field. And I still need to windrow the alfalfa actually. It's easier to clear the field, and probably we really don't need at the moment the silage. So these ultimately might end up going in the BGA. Not sure, but yeah. Something I do find on this map, apart from crashing into trees, is bits of it are quite dark. You know, it's like 3:30, and I do occasionally have to put the lights on. Whether that's my dodgy old eyes, whether that's because I run the laptop screen quite dark, and I just need to turn the brightness up, I don't know. But yeah. We also need to windrow that corner fella. That would be a good idea. Yes, there you go, into the corner. Speaking of mod sites, I had a weird one on King Mods. I looked on King Mods today, and I had 4 notifications on there saying that the updates to 4 of my mods would be available soon. There aren't updates to 4 of my mods. I haven't updated any of my mods recently, and it appears that some of my earlier mods, which weren't attributed to my account on King Mods, have been now. I think that's it. Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time on King Mods. I lost a lot of respect for that site when they let dodgy map converts be published, and even when you report them for using stolen content from mods, they just let them be, because I guess it brings traffic to the site and they make money from ads on their website, and so they don't seem to care. So yeah, I don't go there very often now. I try to avoid. I try to avoid using them as much as possible. To be honest, most of my mods these days actually come from ModHub. I know. ModHub, GitHub, the hubs, and itch. If I can. I'm just not a fan of King Mods these days. I really fell out with that site when Marv was posting all of his dodgy converts of Marv and his converts of farming agency versions of maps. And then Matey. So there's no game sound now because I was switching between. I have a few different recording profiles in OBS for recording different versions of games, or different games, and I had not switched to the right sound settings. So there's no game sound for a bit. It comes back. Yeah, and Matey, who had stolen my mods, and again, the reaction of people on there, but mainly how King Mods did not react to unapproved converts of maps that included things from Maze Plus and them not removing them and not caring. Even though they were reported, I got fed up with that. So I kind of stopped going there. And I generally don't recommend it particularly. That was an unplanned rant. Yeah, so alfalfa silage. I have made an edit to the map. It's an edit to the map that requires Maze Plus still. I'm not going to explain what I've done until I know it works or not. Because I might get problems. I might get bales that turn into junk. I don't know yet. So if it works, I'll explain what I did. If it doesn't work, I won't. And I might end up with whole crop silage. I don't know. The bales say they're fermenting, so we're going to get something maybe. If it works, I'll explain what I did. This is something normally I would do as a separate test, but you guys know I'm really busy at the moment, so I'm just doing this as a live test. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, just ignore what you're seeing here. Okay, cool. Yeah, normally I wouldn't do this in a Let's Play video. I would normally do this completely separately, but time is precious, and I wanted to do this test. I almost did this test last time we made alfalfa silage, but we did it in the clamp. So we're doing it now, and I'm just kind of winging it based on things that I know about the game. I know very little. And you know what they say about a little bit of information being dangerous? Yeah, this could be a case of that. So we'll see. We'll see. If it works, I'll tell you what I did. If it doesn't work, I won't tell you what I did. Well, I might tell you what I did so you don't do it. We'll find out in a few game days' time, I guess. But yeah, we'll go back to something a bit safer in a moment. But yeah, and just checking, and it does say they are fermenting, which is good. So that's a plus. I've not completely destroyed it. So yeah, that's a good thing. Next job is to ferment to wrap the silage. So I had to do this job twice because excuse me, I was doing this on Sunday afternoon, and midway through I decided to open Discord, and it made FarmSim crash. I know. I was actually wondering if in the background NVIDIA hadn't updated, because when I reopened FarmSim, the game then just crashed on its own completely. It didn't even get past the stupid video, the splash video. It just crashed. But I then reloaded it again and it worked fine. So I don't know. But yeah, I opened up. I thought I'd check Discord, right, because I was getting bored running the baler up and down the up-down rows, and hit load Discord, and yeah, game crash. Was not happy, man. So I've baled this field twice for one set of bales. That taught me I did not reopen Discord while I was doing this a second time. We just paid attention, did finish the job, and yeah. What film were we watching? I was watching a film at the same time. We were watching Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, which we'd seen before, and I was only really half paying attention to. It was all right. It was all right. We watched the we've got Game Sound back. The new film on Amazon. Oh God, why can't I remember the name of it? The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Did enjoy that. It's a very good film. Yeah, enjoyed that. We watched that. Sat and watched that this morning. Nice, simple, blowing stuff up. Good, clean, fun. Yeah. Worth a watch if you've got Amazon Prime, in my opinion. Yeah. What was that? Well, we watched another film after that on Amazon. Not so good. I think it was on Amazon. People in plane crashes into water, plane sinks, they get trapped in air pocket, and then sharks come eat them, essentially. Yeah, it's as bad as it sounds. Real B tier straight. Must have been straight to on demand. It was all right. It was all right. It was entertainment, let's say. Anywho, getting the baling done. As I said, the nice thing about doing the semi-dry is you get about 1,000 litres more than fresh of like dry matter because there's less moisture. And that means less bales, which is less bale handling, which is good. Not that it matters so much because auto load, but you know, if you're not doing auto load, it makes a difference. So, for example, on the vintage oaks where we're not doing auto load, and yeah, I quite enjoy not doing auto load for a bit, but we're doing auto load on it. I think I have auto load installed on here. Anyway, switching over to the hay, I've switched to the square baler, and I think I'm doing 240 centimeter bales. And it's getting into the evening. I think I slowed the clock down again because it was getting dark. The shadows are getting longer. I'm getting tireder. And again, you know, for those that wonder, why am I always tired? I think it's the neurodivergence thing. Although I've been, you know, it's been less of a problem while I'm off work because I don't have to mask quite so much. But yeah, anyway, say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel. You are all awesome. If you're curious, yes, there are 2 J Morrises supporting me at the highest tier. They are different people. It's very weird. I know, it's a small world. Yeah, there's a Disney ride in that and a song. And anyway, if you enjoyed the video, click the like button. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, stick them below. And I will see you guys next time for some more farming, I guess. Bye.